I did like that.
See, it makes them so happy. It's like feeding the bears, man.
Hey, they looked at us.
Ignored all the time.
That's actually a great catch. I like how at the beginning you kind of identify there's no who is where. Because some people don't do that. Coins are here, trumpets are here, and they're being our vessels to that.
At the beginning.
Oh, actually, I was going to rehearse B245 at that time.
We'll have time. Let's do the meetings, and then we'll get there. I'll make sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you seem great. Does a little feel calm. Right. Now, what's the character of this beginning? Yeah. Right, fanfare?
Ish. Not super bright.
Ish. It's right-ish.
For everybody.
Right. Is this the one hand beginning? You think? Look at this, right? Fortissimo maestoso. What about Paul Williams? He's English. He likes folk songs. He likes hamburgers and steins of beer. He does. Yeah, he likes big voices. This is robust. Here's what I'm getting. I saw beep, beep, beep. I mean, it was just really clear, and it was just really flicky. It looked like John Adams, not Paul Williams. You know? I mean, I'm saying weird stuff in weird ways because it's the only way to say it. I mean, it was just really clear. But I wouldn't expect the trombone to give you yum bum 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 from. I'd give it meat, 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 meat. And I think Bob Williams wants that big one. Right? Give him that big one. Get in it. You're such a good musician, you're such a good saxophone player. You know how to take your saxophone and change its color, and change its size, and change its density, and change its weight. And Paul Williams knew how to do that with a manpiece. You know how to do that with a score. You know, the tune starts with a beat. I mean, he very easily could have said, tune for wind band, and da-dee-da-dee-da-da-dee-da. That's the tune. You know, the whole front was this fanfare. He could have named this piece Fanfare, Interlude, and Coda. You know, he absolutely. What's the other? Rondo is that piece. Help me out, guys. What's the obvious something Rondo?
Prelude, Siciliano.
Thank you. Yeah, right when we had this great picture. I couldn't think of that, but you know, this thing has the Nugent center and crunchy outsides. It's a great opportunity.
At B, let's listen to flute, B flat, clarinet, solo, clarinet, cornet 1, just the solo part, and euphonium. This is the melody. And also, check out your dynamics. Just that part. And we're going to do that again. I want you guys to listen for intonation and make that a little bit better. And also vertical alignment. This is what we're doing a lot of work on this today, just exactly the time in order to have clarity in the rhythms in this case. So be again those people. Everyone else be listening and be following along your part and see how that fits because you all have different parts we'll get to in a bit. As improved. Keep working. You'll get many more opportunities to do that. Next group, oboe, clarinet 1, alto sax, horn 1, and 3. Just that part. When given another opportunity, go for clarity of rhythm and intonation. More apparent that the disagreement between rhythm is on your eighth note, so make sure that you are subdividing for this and you'll get that. And like I said, you're going to get more opportunities. Let's hear the first two groups together and see how they light up the rest of you guys listen. And there will be a lot of moving between different parts on different beats and listen for clarity between the voices and see if you can get that. That's I'd like to make a point. The only thing marked in the score as solo is the first cornet. So I want you guys to all listen. You're all marked the same dynamic. The only people that are marked differently is the basses that we'll get to, but you're all marked at a piano here. But when you listen to the solo cornet, so you can come up just a little bit because you're the only one marked solo on that. So those two groups again. Keep working on your eighth notes on the line. Yes, the eighth notes in measure what's it? 3 after B. That was very, very clear. Good job. Much improved. And good job for coming on as well. Next group, clarinet 2 and 3, tenor sax 1, 2, and 4. Same thing, same sort of goals, vertical alignment, intonation. Yes. Let's try that again. Let's play that again and keep listening for making your rhythms tighten together. Don't guess at them. Yeah, that improved. All three of those groups together.
Jody, what improved?
The vertical alignment on the notes.
What did not improve?
Intonation.
Tell them.
Intonation did not improve.
You heard them. You heard them. You know, those little sixth graders don't know that. And help them when you hear that.
I actually had a question about this. They always talk about in our education classes to give like 1 or 2 objectives.
Yeah.
Is this a reasonable amount to ask? I know like a college ensemble is, but like for a junior high group, would it be enough to ask for like them to focus on intonation and rhythm accuracy, or is that something? I mean, I know it would depend on what group, but
Yeah,
is this moving too fast for like a junior?
I don't know if this is one of the spots where I might philosophically differ from the education people. And if so, that's just the way it goes. But I would submit that we didn't make up the rules of playing a musical instrument. It's not up to us whether or not the musicians have the responsibility to think about pitch and tone while they think about rhythm and the right notes. That's not our call. The way this was created is all of us have to deal with all of that all the time. And we'll never beat up a little kid or anything. But if we, like harass them or tell them they're not doing well if they don't do all those things perfectly. But to me, what service are we doing them by telling them hooray and giving them a little pat on the head because they played all the right notes, quote unquote, but not in the right rhythm? Because we can't ask them to do 2 things at the same time. Because guess what? Right note, wrong time equals wrong note now. And I know right in this town, some very smart people that do a nice job in their band rooms that give tests all the time. Middle school bands, that they have weekly playing tests, and it's about right notes and has nothing to do with rhythm. And I've done clinics over there, and I've said this kind of thing. Right notes are less important than right rhythms today. And they look at me like I just said the ocean is blue, and green. And this, you know what I'm getting at? They look at me like I said something unfathomable, impossible. And it wasn't until one of our student teachers, who happened to be in the room, told me afterwards. She actually called me on the phone. She said, "Listen, thanks for the clinic. And I want to tell you, did you notice how they looked at you crazy when you..." I said, "Yes, they looked at me crazy." She said, "That's because every single day they're taught the opposite. Every single day they're told right note, right note, right note, right note. It's okay if the rhythm wasn't correct. They get tests, and it's all about whether they played the right notes. Doesn't have anything to do with the rhythm." So I think I know what your education people are saying. We can't ask students to do 2,000 things at the same time. And if we stopped and we said, "Clarinets, I want you to check out this, I want you to do that, I want you to think about this, I want you to do that, I want you to do this, I want you to do that," you got no chance that all that's going to happen. You need to be kind of specific about what you're asking for. But I would strive every chance I could to be as honest as possible and reward everything we possibly can, whether or not we ask for it, and remind what we're working on and striving to do in terms of our most beautiful sound and our ability to play a musical instrument. Okay? I love the way you're saying to the group, by the way, this is what we're going to accomplish right now. A couple of times you've said, we're going to work on this, we're going to do this better, we're going to play this correctly. And that's a neat way to approach it. You know, you're telling the students, this is the work we're doing, this is what we're going to accomplish afterwards. Damn the torpedoes, go get it. You know, that's cool.
That group again, improve intonation, please. Same here, sorry, as a credit to the scoring to make work.
How do you fix that intonation?
That fixes by listening larger.
Yeah, and so if you were saying, "Fix the intonation, please," to your young band, that's based on the months prior where you taught them how to do that, right? You know,
I probably wouldn't say that to the beginning of the group, but
well, unless we train them. You know, I mean, one of the biggest mistakes we make is we tell students, "Listen," and we don't tell them to what, and we don't teach them how. You know, you could take that little line you just did and just go one note very slowly at a time, and accentuate the waves and beats and eliminate them. What middle school students can do right out of the chute is make more waves. If you tell them, "Here, play that first pitch, and I want you to try to make the waves go faster and faster and faster and faster," they can do that. You know, they'll work on it. And you know what they're learning how to do there is they're also learning how to make them go away. If they learn how to make them happen, then the next step you can say, "Now let's try to make them go away." And they get a notion of what those waves and beats are, and then you explain that that's intonation and lack thereof of intonation, and we talk about intonation as we move forward. They know what you're after. Gus?
Oh, Stan was shaking. So
Oh, all right. Well, he's nervous. 4 minutes. 3 minutes.
everyone has played so far, keeping in mind the cornet and starting on this section. Next group, cornet 1, mountain solo, trumpets 1 and 2, and trombone.
Still after 14 semesters, a little bit less mathematics. I'm not 100% sure what the point is. Not that I don't think there's a good reason to do it. It's a great thing. But, should we do a
Now keep in mind your dynamics. You guys are Martinissimo. I lied earlier when I told you the bases are the ones Martinissimo. These guys also are. So keep in mind that you are.
ask her whether or not this
I would like you to review song B2, resolve it, and then release.
Waltz.
That group again? You guys are actually releasing that on 3, but I like it. I think that it sounds nice. If you were my band, I would be, if you were like my band for a long time, I'd be very more particular about that, but since you're releasing together and this ain't going right now, that shouldn't be bad. Last one, the student Barry Saxon tuba. You guys are Martinez from now. Again, for pitch and rhythmic accuracy. Everyone so far, or everyone, you guys have to be. And be listening to the solo format, be listening for sound, and also be listening to vertical alignment. Now I'll break something down to show you the right stuff. One, two, three after B. I want to do this slowly, and I want you guys really to listen to how the eighth notes are interlocked. Each line has a different eighth note, and you move on a different beat. It's really cool. So we're going to go a lot slower, but I want you to listen to those eighth notes. So. Again, I think you heard it. Try again. So what's going to be happening is there's it's going to go like it's going to sound like 1, 2, and 3 and throughout the ensemble. Is there any hear that? Okay, can you guys hear that? Again, let's see if we get better. Yes, let's put that in context now. B. Make sure that happens at B.
Now, that's a perfect spot. I want you to spend 10 seconds. I want you to pick a spot, and I want you to conduct this in 1.
Okay. Should I like back at B?
Anywhere you want.
Okay, back at B.
Now do like so, but make your 1s in a 4 pattern. One, two, three, and a 3 thing like this are not created equal, right? This has weight on 1 that's not on 2 and 3. So the next step, should we have more time, some other time, would be to put the 2, 3 back, but keep that feeling of 1, and then that big feeling of the 4 bar, the little sub phrases. Those are those arches that he's built into the tune. Last comments for her? She's a good teacher, isn't she?
Yeah, just to piggyback off that, really good plan, goals, and
Business
just to make sure you all go on for Dr. Lee's point on how you do that. Like if you're not getting what you want, try to think of another way to approach it. But great.
I like how I
think towards the beginning, when you were talking to the group, you kind of like looking back at the wall, like over their heads. You got more comfortable with it as you went through your plan, but towards the beginning, it was like you were like looking at the camera maybe or something, just to make sure.
Thank you, though.
All right, good job, Jody. Thank you.